It's like every week I see articles, sometimes even more, where neighbors are walking through, generally through some suburb, middle-class area. It's almost always an old man who thinks they're still in America, who's in their tinkering garage cleaning a rifle. Neighbor sees it. They call the SWAT team. The old man's lucky if he makes it out alive. Sometimes they run up and just shoot him right there on the spot, or they're holding a garden hose watering. Now, the end of it looks like a gun barrel. Police come and kill him. San Francisco. I mean, it's always the same M.O. Or a carpet cleaner's in your house with a cable guy and sees a gun case and calls the police and says your shotgun's a machine gun, and they show up. And a lot of times they go ahead and confiscate the gun. And we now have confirmed the Walmarts all over the country are beginning to phase in telescreens at every checkout counter, and then some big giant ones at the back of Walmart with government announcements, watch everyone, oh my gosh, you're under danger, and this will intensify the paranoids out there to just run around in fear, looking around corners and creeping through the clothing aisles and the auto parts area, just looking under every can of Folgers coffee for a deadly Al-Qaeda. And so suddenly, as part of this mass hallucination that's enforced by the media and the thousands of anti-terror drills where they'll blow up a bus in the middle of the town and announce for a few hours terrorists have hit, and they'll lock down the schools. This happens just right up in Belton, close to where I live, just north of me. I got word about one and went to the drill. They blew up a car and blew up some stuff, and the mayor announced terrorists were hitting, and it was even in the paper the next day that terrorists had hit, but in the last paragraph of a long half-page story, it said, by the way, it was just a drill. So it hits people with suspended disbelief that Al-Qaeda has hit them and hit them hard, so that then, a few years later, they're on a plane and see a guy with a bagel, and, the bagel's gonna get me. I mean, they see that bagel, and suddenly it's wearing a turban. Suddenly it's got a big black beard. Sesame seeds are seen as legions of Al-Qaeda forces. Meanwhile, all sorts of tyranny, death, mass murder, bad drug interactions, flesh-eating bacteria from overuse of antibiotics, a massive plague all over the country, deaths just all over the place, rocket attacks, truck bombs, machine gunning deaths, police and media being killed on the U.S. border, 28,000 deaths and growing, dogs and cats raining, out of the sky, basically, and that's no issue, no problem, nothing. Out of sight, out of mind.
Do you think sometimes you work yourself up into a lather on the show where you might sort of overstate your case slightly?
Certainly I've overstated the case sometimes, but more often than not, in hindsight, it comes out and it's far worse than I'd even thought.
And if you have any doubts about who's behind the terror, or your friends and family have any doubts, get the film Terror Storm, A History of Government-Sponsored Terror on DVD at Infowars.com, and your purchase also supports our operation. And you are authorized. In fact, I beg of thee, to use a Lindsey Williams line, I beg of thee to get the DVD and to make copies of it and to put it on Access Television, or call your local Access, go find the libertarian producers that are already there and get them to air it. Just get it done. Americans can always get it done before. Let's get it done this time. Let's wake up out of our malaise, wake up out of our trance, and get angry. Terror Storm. It's just filled with all these mainline government admissions where our government admits they staged terror attacks. Endgame. Obama Deception. Invisible Empire. All incredible films, massively discounted at Infowars.com and the online video bookstore shopping cart. We got Patriot T-shirts, everything to spread the word, and your support also makes this operation possible. And don't forget, for a few more weeks, we're running that New Year's special, 5+ months free at Prison Planet.